Hello, YouTube. This is Pikerize, and I am back for yet another episode of my single-player hardcore adventures. In the last episode, I had dug down this way, and I had found some more stuff. Previous episode, I dug down that way, found some stuff, and I was talking about my first tour with the Bowling Green State University Men's Chorus, which was to New York and D.C. in 2002. Alright. I had told the story of how, we sneakily, I do air quotes there, got our picture taken on the Capitol steps when we weren't allowed to get our picture taken. But let's go to New York. Like I said in the previous episode, this was 6 months after 9/11. A very, in many ways, a very frightening moment in the United States because we had been attacked. We had not been attacked like that in, years, and I had no point in my lifetime that I was aware of anything like such as that, really. I mean, that was, I remember actually being on the day of 9/11. I had gone to class not knowing anything, and I came back, and there were a ton of people in the lobby of my dorm watching the TV, and people just didn't sit down there very often. And so it's like, what the heck's going on? And I see on the, on the screen the news story and smoke bellowing out of one of the trade tower buildings. I was just like, oh, holy crap, and we all know what happened, after all that. So it was just a very odd moment in my life. Yeah. So 6 months later, actually 6 months to the day, we were in New York City. And we were going to go to Ground Zero. They had set up a platform where you could kind of go and just kind of look at the remains of what was left after they had started doing the digging and the excavation to try to clear out all the wreckage. And the platform, when you go there, you are told this is to be a solemn place. You are to remain quiet, cell phones off, blah blah, that kind of stuff. And I completely agreed with it. I mean, it's excuse me. It was that is essentially a site of a massive grave in many cases. I mean, some bodies never being recovered. Let's get all depressing now. But because we were going to New York City, our chorus had decided there was a song we were going to sing, and we wanted to dedicate it to the children of the people who died in the 9/11 attack. And so we got up there with the intention to sing. We were going to sing that song. It wasn't a loud song. It was a very soft song. It's actually called "Prayer of the Children." If I can, I should have a recording of it somewhere around here. I'll try to remember to put a caption of the arrangement and all that if anyone's interested in that. But oh, excuse me, I am sorry. We sang it there 6 months after the day, overlooking Ground Zero, and I'd have to say it was a pretty memorable moment. There was something about it, and I'm not a spiritual person. I kind of was then, but it did, it affects you in a way. So it was a very awe moment. Let's see, what else did we do on that tour? I mean, I don't want to get too far into kind of sappier stuff, just because as much as I enjoyed that, it's partially, it's a really depressing thing because you got to think about all the people that were involved in the attack and were harmed. And I found a ravine. Okay, now. Okay. Whew. I don't think I'm ready to explore this. Alright. And where's my up? There's my up. So, yeah. There's that. Um, let's see. What else was that? Oh, let's see. It's 2002. Yeah. Um, as I've said in the past, I am a big wrestling fan. And there were a couple other guys who were in the chorus who were big wrestling fans, and we had actually decided to be roommates on the tour with homestays and whatnot. And WWE had a restaurant open at the time in New York City. It was called WWF New York. I think, was it still WWF back then? It was WWF or WWE New York. And we were going to be there the night that a show would be airing, but not live. It was SmackDown. For those who are aware of wrestling stuff. And so we went. And at the door, they're like, it's $10 to get in because there's a show tonight. And you have to spend at least another $20 on your meal, not including drinks. So, and honestly, when I wanted to go, I was like, I'm going, so price doesn't matter. I felt bad. Actually, I feel like I've told this story before on here. I felt bad because there was a family of 4 behind me in line, and basically they realized that they're going to have to drop $120 minimum just to go into this place. And it was the son's birthday. It was like a mother, father, son, daughter, classic American family. And the son was really upset because I got the sense that the family didn't have a whole lot of money, and they had taken the train from New Jersey I don't know where in New Jersey. It could have just been over the river, but he was really upset because his family was going to have to drop minimum $120 just for him to have his birthday wish. Which I was like, that's really nice of the kid to be that aware of. Not to be selfish, because I've known many people, and I've been in my time as well, where it was just like, no, it's my birthday. You're going to spend a bunch of money on me because it's my birthday. It's my day to be special. Where that's really not what a birthday's about, in my opinion, but more on that later, I guess. So I felt bad for this kid because he was really upset, but they went in anyway because the parents were like, no, we paid for the train tickets to get here. We're going, and you're going to like it. Yeah, one of those classic parent moments. But it was really good, and it really wasn't hard to spend $20 on a meal without a drink, because even their cheeseburger was $15. So I got ribs and fries and coleslaw, and they weren't bad. I mean, they're not the best ribs I ever had. They definitely weren't the worst ribs I've ever had. And it was fun. I mean, myself and the 2 other guys had a good night and watched the show. And probably one of the coolest things was a now deceased professional wrestler who unfortunately murdered his wife and son and then killed himself. Chris Benoit was there. And I met Chris Benoit. And, I didn't get much time with him. It was like, hey, I'm a big fan of yours, blah blah blah, and that was essentially it. I have an autograph of his somewhere around here. I can't remember where I put it. Um, that was it. I was like, oh cool, I got to meet Chris Benoit, who was really big at that time, and in the future, unfortunately, did horrible things. Um, and the other funny thing was when our waiter came, he's like, "Do you guys want any drinks or anything?" And he said, "Do you want any drinks from the bar?" And none of us were 21, and so we're just like, "Oh wait, no, I got to backtrack. Here." On the way in, they would ask for your ID and stamp your hand, either legal to drink or not legal to drink. And the guy, I'm walking up and I see the guy at the door was just, basically looking at people and deciding, yes, you can drink, no, you can't drink. And the kid that were in front of me or behind, basically other people in line, I saw that he was using two different stamps, but he stamped the three of us with the allowed to drink. I was only 19 at the time. Maybe 8. No, I was only 18 at what was I at the time? 19. I was 19. I was 19 at the time. Um, so I'm like, oh crap, they just said I can drink in here, but drinking age is 21. Now I was in college. I had beer before, on many occasions. And when the guy came to the table, he's like, "Do you guys want anything from the bar?" And we're like, "No, we'll just soda." He's like, "Are you sure?" And we're like, and I was just flat out honest because I was kind of worried I was going to get in trouble. I don't know why I was so worried, but I was. I said, "Well, actually, the guy at the door, stamped me as 21 or being legal to drink, but I'm not." And the guy's like, "Oh, don't worry. It's WWE New York. Everybody drinks." I'm like, "Seriously?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, you'll be fine." And I was like, "Well, in that case, I'll have a beer." And I pretty sure I had a Killian's yeah, I probably had a Killian's, a big tall one. Um, and I stole the glass because that's what you do in college. I don't recommend doing it. Don't do it, but that's what you do. Um, so yeah, that was the New York tour for the most part. Um, I might have another little story about it in the next episode. And I'm out of food. But yeah, that's going to be... I think I'm going to call that an episode. So, thank you for watching. My name is Pikerize. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below. Leave me some questions. I'd really want to answer the questions of the people who are watching. Because I want to have a little bit of, interaction with my audience. But once again, thank you. Have a great day. Bye.